I talked to him. And I talked to him about your fears. Rodolfo, 8-year-old. What are your fears, Rodolfo, 8-year-old? What are you afraid of? What makes you not go to sleep at night or be up at night? Who make fun of you? Who's your bullies at school? You know what? Those bullies, you're going to beat them one day. You know that dude that is making fun of you over there in your neighborhood, in your colonia? That dude is going to be broke. You're going to become a multimillionaire. So relax. You know those dudes that are beating you over there? Those dudes, don't worry about them. You're going to be fine. First exercise of today. Find a picture of yourself when you were 8 years old. Wow. We went deep, right? Wow. Many of you guys are afraid to do that. You need to talk to that little girl when you were 8-year-old. You know this thing about you being afraid of prospecting? That comes when you were 8. First time you went to school and somebody made fun of you because you were talking. You know, in El Salvador, they call me perico. You know what perico is? They put me a perico. You know perico, right? What perico in English?
Parrot.
Parrot. Guys, they have bullies over there. I don't know if they do it in Mexico. In El Salvador, they put you a parrot, un sello. ¿Cómo se dice sello? Stamp? An stamp of a perico. The freak, man. Platica mucho en clase. Freaking teacher, man. Conchita. Señora Conchita. I hate you. No, I love the lady. Lady is awesome. Lady was awesome. But guess what? What she didn't know is, you know what? I get paid for being a perico. How crazy is that? You got crazy. You get paid for speaking. You get paid for speaking, for talking, for being a parrot. Freaking man, they didn't want me to talk. And I was sure that I needed to comply. So what I mean by domestication is this, guys. You remember when you were a kid, you're eating the soup, your grandma comes, and the grandma tells you a couple things though. You're already full. You don't like the freaking soup, guys. I hated soups. For some reason, I like soups now. And I like soups now. For some reason, in El Salvador, they give you soup when it's hot. It makes no sense. Man, give me a soup when it's cold. We're sweating eating this freaking sopa de res. Why do they do that over there? I don't get it. Eating the soup, right? I hated soups. And now I like soups. But I hated soups when I was young. So grandma comes. And guess what she said? You need to eat all the soup because you want to be what? Strong. Oh, your nose, that's called rewards. You've been domesticated by rewards. You're a reward-driven human being. Second, then she says, if you don't eat it, guess what? Right? Le va a caer con el cincho. If you don't eat it, we're gonna hit you. And guys, over here, grandmas are not like grandmas over here in the U.S. Grandma was like, you don't mess up around with your grandma. Grandma throw you chancleta. No, by the way, the chancleta is a myth. The idea of that is a myth. They throw you whatever they have. You know what I mean? Yeah. The chancleta was just whatever, right? It's like they don't have the chancleta. They throw me everything to me. One day they throw me this big, you know, the lapiceros, right? The pen. Throw it. Grandma, what's up with you? Like these people is like they have no feelings, right? So now, you've been domesticated by what? Punishment. How about this one? So I give you reward or punishment? How about this one? Gonna blow your mind. if you don't eat your soup, there are some kids in Africa. Guys, I have never seen anybody who doesn't finish their food and go to Africa to give the food over kids to kids. I've never seen it. There are some kids over there in El Salvador, poor kids. Oh my gosh, Mom, I would have never seen you or my dad or grandma to give food to those kids like this. But guess what? So that was the third one. It's called guilt.
Guilt.
They domesticated you by using what? Guilt. First exercise you need to do, leaving this place. How about you were to find a picture of yourself when you were 8, 7 years old and you talk to your old self? By the way, that doesn't mean that your grandma or your parents are bad. Guess what they were too? They were domesticated too. When my mom tells me, are you doing that business? Oh my gosh, you should be working at Costco. Man, I was making 6 figures. I was actually had the ring already. I was already making 6 figures. I was talking about 2015. I got the ring. Mom, look at your son, have the ring. Oh my gosh, but do they offer benefits? Because Costco, they do. Have you considered applying at Costco? Mom, what are you talking about? Now, is their fault though?
No.
No. Some of you guys should think it's their fault. No, it's your fault. It's your fault. You need to change it. You've been domesticated. All the fears, limiting beliefs that you have come from there. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid to talk in public. Coming from there. I'm afraid to prosper. Coming from there. I need to be liked by everybody. Comes from there. You need to comply to the group. Comes from there. Have you seen these people that need to comply with the group? They do whatever the groups want to do. Why? Ain't that awesome? Next story. Okay? I'm going to skip this part. Let's just put it over there because I want you to think what? Rodolfo has hair. Yes. That's the only reason why I put that picture. Okay? That's the office. That's Patrick. By the way, that dude changed my life, man. Give it up for Patrick and David. And I'm going to tell you the role of a leader, of a coach at the end. But the person changed my life. Changed my life. Changed my life. Let me give you a story. Recently, I had a meeting with one of my leaders. So it's not on your team, so don't think it's... Because sometimes when I said, everybody might think, who is it? I'm not going to tell you who it is, okay? Just, I'm not going to tell you. So this guy comes to Houston, right? And he says to me, oh my gosh, PBD changed my life. Oh, really? How, bro? Like, how? You have never talked to him. I mean, how? Rodolfo, you have no idea. So funny. But what a lesson. What a lesson, guys. I'm going to give you the lesson of the lessons in leadership. I'm going to give you the lesson of why he is the leader of leaders. I believe he's the leader of the free world. I believe that. But let me tell you, so this dude is sitting with me. And I said, bro, I know you. The only times that you have talked to Patrick is when I'm there. And when I'm there, you probably have never spent more than 5 minutes with Patrick. And probably I can count it with my hands, you have done 5 to 6 times. But he changed my life. How, bro? He never taught you IUL, he never taught you annuities, he never taught you anything. He changed my life. Explain to me, elaborate. He says like this, one day I was in Jamaica, and I was there. And I was with me. I was in Jamaica. Oh, you're Jamaican? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome. So we were in Ocho Rios, right? And he's there, and I'm there, and his son is there. And Patrick says, Vargas, give us some time. I said, okay. So I left. 5 minutes later, this dude changed. Let me tell you, I'm not going to tell you the conversation that they had, but Patrick talked about how he was making a mistake raising his son. Those 5 minutes changed the entire direction of a young kid that at that time he was 7, 8 years old. That kid, if I see him, I couldn't, when I see this kid, I don't understand. You don't get how important this kid, guys, this is not a regular dude, this kid, the son of this guy. This might be the president in the future. Because of that 5-minute conversation that PBD had with this person. So what's interesting is, there was no IUL, there was no annuity, there was no recruiting, there was not overcoming objection. He spoke about something more important than we can all think about. He spoke about his son, how to raise his son. And he was making a mistake raising his son like that. Who's going to have a conversation? Guys, the conversations that I take with this person over here, I promise you they were not about, all the conversations that I spent with him, the hours and hours that I spent with him, the conversations that remember me is about being a man. It's about being a professional business owner. That's what I remember. I don't remember anything. He told me something. How to overcome it. I want to think about it. I understand you want to think about it. This is an important decision for you and your family. Blah, blah, blah. I understand the part. But that's not the reason why I'm here. It's because of those conversations. So leadership is those conversations. I promise you, the meeting that we had today with Alonso, Wendy, Eddie, and Chris, we're forever going to remember that meeting. For how many years we're going to remember that meeting? Forever we're going to remember. Eating in a Mexican restaurant. Fajita. The conversations that are going to change your life happens like that. Anyway, that's a lesson, but that was not the story, okay? Oh, that's the other picture I like to show to you. I love this picture. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite picture on my team. Because there's so many things that we can talk about. You know, it's like seeing a painting. There's so many secrets. First of all, none of them are in their business. But the most important thing is, what date was it? When was that?
March 5th, 2016.
That was my entire hierarchy.
Wow.
One more time.
Wow.
That's my entire hierarchy.
Wow.
How many years in the business? 7 years in business. And what's weird, what's the weirdest thing, is that I'm still smiling. I have no idea why. And that was the first pastor we did. Because I was 7 years in the business and I never did a proper pastor. So, and I can talk. I have stories about that picture, but I'm not going to tell you stories about that picture because we have time and we need to cover the other part. I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to skip that part. I want to talk about this. Second story I want to talk to you. So I talked to, the first story is, you need to do what? Picture of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in 2015, a kid named Jimmy Donaldson was supposed to go to history class and to be studying for a test that he was going to be having in school, high school, about history. And Jimmy decides, you know what? I'm going to do something very crazy. I'm going to record myself. And I'm going to just play around. And I'm going to do a video. What will my life look like in 2025?
Wow.
So our friend Jimmy, at that time, he was about 16 years old. And he had a YouTube channel with 8,000 subscribers. And Jimmy starts saying, you know what? My gosh, one day, maybe, oh my gosh, what if I were to have 1 million subscribers? I would be the happiest person in the world. Oh my gosh, in 10 years? Oh my God, what if I'm dead? What if I'm not here? What if I'm married? What if I'm not married? What if I have kids? At least I want to have some money in the bank. But I want to do what I love. I want to do YouTube videos. Our friend Jimmy Donaldson. But wait, if you're over a 50-year-old, raise your hand. Do you guys know who Jimmy Donaldson is? You say yes? Do you know? Okay, thank you so much. Do you know who he is? Okay. If you raise your hand if you're 25 and younger. Do you guys know who Jimmy Donaldson is? All of them, they know. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm glad that you guys don't know, so I can tell you this story. So it's more entertaining. So I'm not talking to you guys, 21 years old. Okay? So here's what happened to Jimmy Donaldson. So he created a channel. The name of the channel is Mr. Beast. And he doesn't have 1 million subscribers. He has over 500 million subscribers with all the channels. He's already a billionaire.
Wow.
And he's only 26 years old.
Wow.
Second exercise today. Guess what you need to do?
Do a video.
No. Okay.
That's right, Chris.
No. How would your life look like in 2035? I know what my life is going to look like in 2035. Well, Milo is going to be 16. Enzo is going to be 14. Felipe is going to be 12. And Paola is going to be 10 years old. If you didn't know, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I'm going to have 200 direct marketing directors. I'm going to be making somewhere between $50 to $60 million a year. That meaning I'm going to be making about $4 to $5 million a month. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So $1 million a week. How about $4 to $5 million a month? How would it look like? Man, how would you walk? How would you drive? What? Like, at that time, probably we're gonna have some collections of Ferraris. So I'm planning to have. I need to have a collection. So I want Ferraris. I'm not against Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces. So I want to have a car for every day of the month. I need to have a house in Texas. Maybe I'm liking now Palm Springs. Maybe we buy a couple mansions over here, right? And we have another one in Florida, another one in Puerto Rico, another one in El Salvador. You know, I was telling that one of the dreams that I have is I want to buy an island in El Salvador, not Epstein Island. When I said that, people go, how about we buy an island over there, and we build some casinos there? And that way, somebody, yeah, that's my boy, that's my guy. That's me. I like. Something I like. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Okay. So how about we do some casino? We do a new Cancun over there in an island, and that is only for you guys. It's not for the locals. It's only people can go there in private jets. And we do that, and there is the streets. Imagine we go crazy. And I asked some friends, some silence, hey, you guys want to plug in? Say yeah. And I'm saying, Conquistadors Avenue, right? that would be awesome, right? That would be awesome. Hey, the DCO street. The what? You like it, right? You like it. How about we do something like that? Why not? Man, 10 years from now. You know, our mind doesn't process future very good. I don't know if you know that. Mm-hmm. People think dreaming and planning for the future is regular. It's not regular. It's a lot of work. It's probably the most difficult thing to do. Okay, think about it. Our evolution, right? 1,000 years ago. 1,500 years ago. 2,000 years ago.
How long do you need to plant? For how long? Huh? To what? No, I mean, no, they don't, no, they die soon, right? That's right. Renee's right. People used to die younger too. But in order to food, let's just say food, for how many days you needed to plant your food? Huh? No, there was no refrigerators. One day. And you put salt in the food. So there was no planning. There was no retirement plans. There were no IULs, no annuities. If you're selling annuities, maybe like the gladiators, right? They said that they used to have annuities. Yeah, because they die soon. So your brain doesn't register that. You're really good registering the past. You're really bad registering the future. Do you remember when you were 20? By the way, my 40s and 50s. You remember when you were 20? I remember when I was 20. Man, I remember when Ricardo Arjona came out with the song Señora de las Cuatro Décadas. You remember that? Man, when Ricardo Arjona came out with that song, I said, 40-year-old? I was probably 18, 17. And I said, because you're imagining stuff, right? Who do you I know that is 40-year-old? Well, la señorita Conchita. No, no, that was my teacher. But that was Perico. That's Perico. Okay? Imagination goes there. I don't know why. But when you were 18 and 20, if you think somebody in their 40s, that person is my gosh, that person doesn't, I don't know how they make it. That person is old. Guys, I'm 41. I remember when I was 20 like it was yesterday. I remember everything. I remember what I ate. I remember the way that I dressed. I remember everything when I was 20. 20 years, that was 21 years ago.
Wow.
Guys, 20 years from now, it's going to go like this. 10 years, guys, it's about to be 2035. It's about to be 2035. You're going to say, what is Rodolfo doing? Well, I just heard he had a casino over there, he had an island there. What is he doing? You're going to remember this. You're going to remember this. Exactly like that. You know, for some reason, I like that one. That was pretty awesome. Like, I want to be the new Aruba, the new Bahamas. So I'm hoping when I say something like that, an investor is going to say, yeah, I have a couple $1 billion. I'm going to. But I dream about it. Guys, I like buildings. I like houses, but I prefer buildings now. For some reason, I like buildings. When I go into the building, I say, oh my gosh, like I like the building, I like the glass. Like I like hotels. Imagine to having a hotel like this. I mean, how do they make the lights loud? That my casino will be so nice like this. With the floor and everything. I'm starting to like that. How crazy. A dream will become a reality. There is no way, why not? It will become a reality. But most people won't do that because that's weird. Because dreaming for you is a homework. It's a task. We talk about today about selling the dream. I cannot stand sell the dream. When people tell me sell the dream, I cannot stand that. I don't like that. Because it sounds what? No. By force. It's force. No, I don't have to sell the dream. I don't want to sell the dream. I want to share the dream. What Patrick used to tell us is live in future truth. I live in future truth. I don't make the amount of money that I make. I make $4 million a month. That's what I make. If you didn't know, I'm telling you. By the way, the future self is not going to be the same person that you are right now. Did you know that your cells, your entire cells in the body changes every 7 years? Meaning, every cell of your body, you're not the same person that you were 7 to 10 years ago. You're totally different. You think you're the same, you're not the same. Every single cell of your body is different about 10 years ago. I'm not the same person that I'm going to be 10 years from now. I'm going to be sexier.
Maybe I'm gonna be taller. That would be awesome, right? But I have zero intentions to grow hair. Zero intentions. So what are you getting from this? Second homework. How about you were to do a video just for yourself? But don't show this to anybody. This is not for me, not for your uplines. This is you, private. How about you were to do a video about your future self? And you are doing a reaction video 10 years from now. Because as far as I know, by the way, I'm not an expert in the Bible, not an expert, and I don't know it by memory. And I'm not a pastor, I'm not a priest. But what the scripture says is that God is going to give us above and beyond what we dream and think. So I can only dream about making 50, 60 million. But maybe God is going to give me more. FYI, you saw the picture? God has given me more than what I thought 10 years ago. If I were to talk to Rodolfo, 31 years old, and I were to tell him, hey, you're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. You're going to have Ferraris. You're going to live in these houses. You're going to do that. You're going to have 4 boys. You're going to do that. Your wife is going to... I wouldn't believe you. You're going to tell, really? God has given me above and beyond. Is that good? Third exercise. Man, Rodolfo, when are you going to train about annuities and IUO? Never, not today. You thought I was going to train on that. Okay. There was a guy named Sigmund Freud. Anybody heard of Sigmund Freud? Yes. Okay. So Sigmund Freud was in Vienna. And he had a friend close to him named Viktor Frankl. And they agree in some things, but they disagree in other things. And Viktor Frankl, a friend over there, he was sending letters to Sigmund Freud in Vienna, telling him, hey, I think that you messed up on this part. So let me tell you what he believed. Sigmund Freud believed that our present is based on our traumas from our past. Meaning, if Sigmund Freud were to be here, he will ask you, how did you grow up? Did you grow up poor? Were you a shy person? And he will tell you at the end, you're messed up. That was Sigmund Freud ideas. That was some of the part, imagine that, they used to do regressions. You know what regression is? Hey, go when you were a 5-year-old. Tell us about your fears. You know, oh my gosh, that's what they did to you when you were 5? Holy moly, you're messed up. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And guess what? Go home. At least we know that you're messed up. Viktor Frankl came out with a different idea. He says, listen, man, Freud, you're very smart. But I believe that you're messing up on these traumas from the past. I believe that the future is what dictates the purpose and the drive from people. He says if people have dreams and purpose in their life, they are going to want to do their purpose. They're going to want to do something. And Sigmund Freud used to tell you, you're crazy. So here's what happened. So that was like these psychiatrists, right? These crazy, both of them, probably they were a little bit crazy. You know, if you're a psychiatrist, you're probably a little bit off. But this dude, something happened to that dude. One day, by the way, he married his wife. He met her. She was also a very well-educated lady, and she became pregnant. When she became pregnant, something happened at that time in Vienna, in Austria. You know what happened? The Nazis came. And they took him and his wife's parents, and his parents, to a concentration camp.
The first day, hello, check. Hello. Don't tell me I have to yell. Check. By the way, this has been one of the best. By the way, this has to be one of the best mics I ever had. This is a really good mic. Okay. So they got him to go to the concentration camp. The first day he got into the concentration camp, you know what happened? She lost a baby. A couple of weeks go by. And this is when the story is really good. What is it? Is it okay? Let me know. Okay. Oh, is it the battery? Okay. Do you have another one in the meantime? Or no? Let me give you. Check. No. Check. All right. So here's the story. Here's the story about Viktor Frankl. So he gets into the concentration camp, Auschwitz. And they also killed his parents.
Wow.
And he knew about it. His wife is still with him. So in the meantime, when he's in the concentration camp, he's working on a manuscript that is going to change the world. For 2 years in the concentration camp, and he writes a book called The Doctor and the Soul. And this book is going to change the life of millions of people. 2 years later, he's been able to hide it. They took it away from him. His entire work for his entire life, they took it away from him. They burned him. They burned the manuscript. And that day separated him from his wife. So he hasn't seen his wife. He doesn't know if they killed his wife. They sent it to the gas chamber. He doesn't know that. And his only hope for the future is that he wants to be able to one day to be able to write again The Doctor and the Soul, and to be able to see his wife Tilly in the future. When he was in concentration camp, he had to test his philosophy about being driven by purpose and by an actual dream. People who don't have dreams, he says in the concentration camp, people who didn't have any hope because everybody in their family was killed or everybody went to suffering, guess what? They lost hope. And the moment they lost hope, you know what started to happen? They started dying. In our business, the moment you lose hope, you quit.
Wow.
So anyway, the Allied forces came out. In 1945, the war ended. He's finally free. First thing that he does what? Start looking for his wife. He find out they killed his wife. They killed his parents. They killed his wife. They took away his manuscript. But they never took away what he had over here. They can take everything from him, but you can never take away the drive, the dream. You can take away everything. You can never take away my dream. You can never take away the purpose. That's our friend Viktor Frankl. So you know what he did? He goes and write again The Doctor and the Soul. He wrote another book called Man's Search for Meaning,
who became one of the most read books in the history of mankind.
Wow.
Aside from Don Quixote, the Bible, Don Quixote, and all these books, this book became one of the greatest bestsellers in the world. And he changed philosophy. He changed everything. Because he tested the philosophy. He lived, he got married again, he had a good life. But he found out the best secret in the world. Nobody can take away your freedom. Nobody can take, you can take everything, but you cannot take this. Make sense?
Yes.
So third exercise. You know what I need to do? Read the book. But you told me the entire story, Rodolfo. We need to read the book. That awesome?
Yes.
Huh? Which book? This one. Men's Search for Me. You ready for some captain's meeting?
Yes.
You will start thinking about this. Damn. You know what's crazy about this? I can teach you captains. I can teach you how to recruit. If you don't fix inside, nothing's going to happen.
It's good. Yeah.
If you don't work on the inside, nothing's going to happen. I mean, we can give the training. We can give the training. If this doesn't change, nothing's going to happen. If you don't become clear on your dreams, what you want to do with your life, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. By the way, the energy in the room changed. Because you weren't thinking, oh my gosh, you really think I can do that in 10 years? Man, I was planning to quit after this meeting. Man, but what if I stay? What if I become big? What if I make it happen? What if, oh my gosh. Man, this dude says 50, 60 million. What if I only make $1 million? $1 million? Nobody in my family has ever made $1 million. What if I become the first one? What if I don't quit? What if I actually work on myself? What if I actually make a decision? If one person changed, we did our job. We did our job. So anyway, so let's go with practices. Okay, let's go to captains. Awesome. So if I don't do this at the beginning, I promise you I don't have time at the end.